Imagine calling 911 to report a crime you've just committed. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet, that's exactly the unthinkable scenario that unfolded in Parma, Ohio. Matthew Ponomarenko, an average guy living an ordinary life, was the main character in this bone-chilling tale. He and his 5-year-old son were just like any other father and son duo, their lives filled with the usual routines of school runs, playdates, and bedtime stories. But one fateful day, everything changed. A 911 call was made, not from a concerned neighbor or a passerby, but from Ponomarenko himself. The details of that call are too gruesome to recount, but they led to a scene of horror that left even seasoned police officers shaken. The immediate aftermath was a whirlwind of flashing lights, yellow tape, and a community in shock. In a chilling twist, it was Ponomarenko himself who reported the crime. As if the story wasn't chilling enough, the details of the crime make it all too real. Let's step into the grim reality of that fateful day. The weapon of choice was not a firearm nor a knife, but something far more mundane. Something deeply rooted in the innocence of childhood, a baseball bat. A symbol of America's favorite pastime was used in an act so heinous it's hard to fathom. The innocence of youth was shattered, quite literally, by the hands of one's own father. Matthew Ponomarenko wielded this everyday item with gruesome intent, causing blunt force injuries to his young son's head and face. The extent of the injuries was such that it left no chance of survival for the 5-year-old. Ponomarenko, after committing this horrendous act, made a 911 call. He claimed he was hearing voices, suggesting a possible mental health issue. Now this is not uncommon in such cases. There's a long-standing debate about the intersection of mental health and criminal behavior. Yet, regardless of what voices he claimed to hear, it doesn't absolve him of the fact that he took a life that trusted him unconditionally. When the police arrived at the scene, the reality of the situation was laid bare. The sight that greeted them was one of carnage, a chilling tableau of a crime most unthinkable. There they apprehended Ponomarenko, who by then was a shell of a man, having just committed an act so contrary to the natural order of things. It was a day that would leave a deep scar on the community, a day when a symbol of joy and innocence was twisted into a tool of death. The brutality of the crime left a community in shock and a family in despair. But as we delve deeper into the aftermath of this horrifying incident, we'll see that justice, though it may not heal all wounds, can at least offer a glimmer of solace in the darkest of times. While no amount of justice can bring back a lost life, the judicial system did its part. The trial of Matthew Ponomarenko was one filled with sorrow and disbelief. Ponomarenko, in an unexpected twist, pleaded guilty to the horrifying act of beating his 5-year-old son to death. It was a move that spared the community from a drawn-out trial, but did little to ease the pain. The court handed down a life sentence, a severe but fitting punishment for such a heinous crime. However, Ponomarenko would be eligible for parole after 45 years. The news was met with mixed reactions, as some in the community felt that even this was too lenient. The family, while still grappling with their unimaginable loss, expressed a glimmer of solace with the conclusion of the trial. Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Michael O'Malley voiced this sentiment, expressing hope that the family can find some peace in the wake of such a tragic event. As Ponomarenko begins his life sentence, one can only hope that this tragic story serves as a reminder of the devastating effects of mental illness, if left untreated. In the wake of such a horrifying event, what becomes of those left behind? As you might imagine, the aftermath of the crime has left the family and the community of Parma, Ohio grappling with a loss that's hard to comprehend. The shockwaves have reverberated far beyond the immediate circle of sorrow, prompting difficult conversations about mental health and the urgent need for support services. In this dark hour, the community has shown an incredible resilience, rallying around the bereaved, providing support, and working to ensure that this tragedy does not define them. They stand as a reminder of the strength of human spirit in the face of adversity. And while nothing can erase the pain, there's a concerted effort to turn this heartbreak into a call for action. The focus is now on the importance of mental health services, of recognizing the signs of mental distress, and of seeking help when needed. This tragic event underscores the necessity of these services and the dire consequences when they are lacking. In the aftermath of this unthinkable crime, the community is left with the task of healing and of remembering a young life cut tragically short. They are also confronted with the stark reality of a father's descent into madness, a chilling reminder of the devastating impact of untreated mental health issues. In the end, it's a tragic tale of a life taken too soon, a father's descent into madness, and a community left to pick up the pieces.